Medicare, and some massive changes that may be coming that would directly impact well over 67 million seniors and people with disabilities. I have all the details and what they're discussing here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know this is interesting because it is in the headlines yet again, and this is a topic we've seen out there for several years now, Medicare expansion along with Medicare for all, mostly because of Bernie Sanders. He is a huge advocate of this, and he's been talking about this a lot lately, but there is this new idea and this new concept and proposal that is out there to do exactly that, and I want to share it with you because this would actually be a pretty good thing for millions and millions, tens of millions, like I said, about 67 million seniors and people with disabilities, and something out there right now that is not included with Medicare, but they want it to be. So I want to share that with you here in this video, which, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to like the video with the big thumbs up button right down below. Also, if you haven't done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, please make sure to subscribe as well. Again, with the big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your support, and let's talk through the details a little bit further here. All right, so Medicare expansion is exactly what they're talking about right here, okay? Now, what do I mean by Medicare expansion? What they want to do is they want to expand coverages of Medicare to include in-home health care for seniors, which is, again, a really big one because here's the new trend, and a lot of people want to do this, which is, as people are aging, do they really want to go to an assisted living or maybe a nursing home type of situation? Based on what most people say, no, not really. I just want to age right here in my own home. And that is totally fine. So that's exactly what they're talking about, is that, hey, we should expand home health care into be covered by Medicare as well. So that's a big one. And again, seems like kind of a no-brainer, honestly, to add that one in. But then they also do want to add hearing and vision coverages in there as well, right? And again, this is something Bernie Sanders has talked about for years, suggesting that seniors should be able to get hearing aids or whatever they need to basically hear their kids and their grandkids and things like this. They should not be neglected that information and basically those services and, basically having that the assistance with hearing. They also basically saying is that Bernie Sanders, this is also something they've said, which is, they should be able to have the ability to get glasses. I mean, reading glasses, just glasses to be able to see better, whatever it happens to be. And this is also something that's very important. And again, totally agree, right? I mean, that's something that's very obvious. And also at the same time, let's be real. Glasses are very expensive. I mean, obviously you can get some cheaper, less expensive ones out there, but they can be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's nuts how expensive some of these things can be. And obviously hearing aids and things like that, that's very expensive. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in some instances for hearing aids. Very expensive things right there, right? So anyway, originally a couple years ago when they introduced this and they talked about Medicare expansion, they also had dental wrapped in there as well, but they kind of dropped the whole idea on dental. Reason being is dental is just way too expensive. It would basically bankrupt Medicare in no time at all. So they're like, yeah, we're kind of good on the dental aspect of this, and they thought, we're just going to leave dental out of this, but at least if we can add home health care as well as hearing and vision coverages in there, that'd be a massive win for a lot of people. Totally agree with you, right? So this is kind of one of the plans. So it's kind of like this two-pronged plan. One of which is, hey, let's just go for Medicare expansion, okay? If we can't do anything else, let's at the very minimum, let's do Medicare expansion. And then the other prong of this plan would be, if we can just go for it all, let's just do Medicare for all. Now, here's the thing what I want to point out really quickly, which is, in my opinion, okay, this is my opinion. Who cares what my opinion is, but I just want to throw it out there really quickly. If they were to do a Medicare for all, which I wouldn't be shocked if they do at some point, I think it's going to be a very long time until they do, like decades, honestly. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But if they were to do a Medicare for all, which I wouldn't be shocked if they do, but it's going to be a long, long time. Here's the thing. It's going to take a ton of work. It's going to take years and years of development and the work to get that thing, the infrastructure in place for that. Not only that, it's going to cost tens of trillions of dollars to get the whole thing up and running, and then on an annualized basis, it's going to be trillions. It's not going to be hundreds of billions. It's going to be in the multi-trillions of dollars to get this done. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised at some point in the future, again, a long time from now, 15, 20 years or something, I would bet it's going to be a very, very long time if they were to even ever do something like that. Medicare for all, as in like a single universal healthcare payer in the United States, right? Where everybody's covered, and basically that's, kind of like some of the other countries that are out there. But again, wouldn't be shocked if they did that, but it would be a very long time. But in the meantime, they're basically saying, hey, In the meantime, let's just get a Medicare expansion going here. Let's get it to add some of these other services in there to take care of the 67-ish million seniors out there and people with disabilities that are relying on Medicare that are currently enrolled. And by the way, there's thousands and thousands of seniors that are becoming eligible for Medicare every single day for the next few years here. Every day, thousands and thousands. So it's a lot of extra people that are being reliant on Medicare. And again, these services maybe, would be helpful for a lot of people at some point. Probably just about everybody. At least hearing and vision for sure is definitely going to be something that a lot of people are going to rely on because it's just kind of what happens, right? So anyway, it'd be a huge, huge win. Obviously, nothing like this has been passed yet, but it is something that's out there. Bernie Sanders talks about it all the time. Well, he certainly isn't a huge advocate of it, and it's something that they certainly want to implement. Now, again, I want to be fair with you. This, again, would also take some work out of Congress. Lawmakers would definitely need to come together and get this whole thing done. It's going to take some time. I wouldn't be shocked if it takes a couple years to get this done, but the price tag of getting that done is going to be significantly less than Medicare for All. It would be offering those coverages to the millions of seniors and people with disabilities that need it. So it'd be very helpful there. The time frame to get this thing done would be significantly less than Medicare for All. So this is kind of like step one, because as of right now, don't get me wrong, Medicare's fine. It's decent, but it's probably not the best coverage in the world. You probably noticed that, right? If you were enrolled in Medicare, you probably know, yeah, it's good, it's decent, but it's not all encompassing. And Medicare is kind of one of those plans where you need Medicare, but probably a supplement on top to help out a little bit is probably the best bet for most people, right? Now, again, I want to make it very clear. I'm talking about Medicare, not Medicaid. Medicaid is very, very different. Coverages of Medicaid is way more expansive and much more broad, and it covers a lot better than Medicare does. But that's the whole purpose of why people that have Medicare generally also have a supplement on top. Again, kind of have that double coverage there, okay? So again, not advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm just simply saying that's what a lot of people do to approach this, and how they can possibly get some of these secondary coverages as well, some of these other plans. But if they did actually expand Medicare, then who knows? Maybe some people who are having supplement plans to help with some of these other coverages maybe would no longer need the supplements, again, saving them a little bit more money on premiums. But then that brings us right back to the other question, which is, okay, if Medicare were to actually cover hearing and vision, and if they possibly threw dental in there yet again, like they had a few years ago, but they kind of tossed out because it's way too expensive. But who knows? Maybe they add it back in. But here's the thing as well. Do you think that this would all be reflected in the premiums of Medicare? Absolutely it would, right? Someone's got to pay for it. So therefore, where do they get the money from? Yeah, the premium payments. They would have to get it somewhere. They can't just give all this stuff added in and be like, no, you're good. We're not going to raise the premium at all. No, that's another thing that nobody talks about is that, oh yeah, sure, we'll do this. We'll expand Medicare. We'll add hearing and dental and home coverage in there, or home health coverage for all these people. That's cool. We're fine with that. But guess what? We're going to jack up the premium. That's literally what they would have to do, because the money has to come from somewhere. They don't just give free services. That's not how it works, right? Nothing is free. If something's free, we're paying for it somewhere else. Just remember that, right? As the old saying goes, there's no such thing as a free lunch. It's 100% true. If something's free today, I guarantee we are paying for it in some other way, shape, or form. We're paying for that thing. It's not free, in a sense. We're still paying for it somehow, some way, somewhere, through some means, right? So anyway, of course, I'll continue to keep an eye on this and keep you posted on any changes like this. But yeah, at the end of the day, who knows what happens here over the coming months and years with this? But I wouldn't be shocked one bit to see Medicare expansion. It's kind of like one of these things it'd almost be weird if they didn't do it. You know what I mean? There's some of these different things out there. It's like, yeah, that certainly needs to be done. And it's kind of like, it's weird if they don't do that. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about this Medicare expansion. I don't think it's going to be, in the next like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I don't think it's going to be that. But in the next 5 years, yeah, I mean, easily we could possibly do something like that in the next 5 years. Again, I know it's a long time from now, but I was kind of throwing out a broad time frame to say that, maybe this could happen in the next 5 years. I don't really know. I honestly have no clue. If I knew it was going to pass in 1 year and 2 months, in 14 months from now, then I would say, sure, I'd tell you that. But I don't know that. So that's why, obviously I can't say that. But this is just what I wanted to share with you really quickly. And again, do you think that'd be a little bit helpful? I don't know. Let me know down below in the comment section. Would adding hearing and vision into Medicare coverages, would that be helpful to you? Would home health care be helpful to you if it were added in to be covered by Medicare? Would that be helpful? I think a lot of people would probably agree with that one. There's a lot of people that want that, especially now with everything going on. It's just getting a little bit more difficult to leave the house and to get out there. You know what I mean, right? All right, so anyway, I hope this helps you to some degree. Again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Big subscribe button down there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, like the video. Thumbs up button down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that as well. Otherwise, check out the other thousands of videos, about 5,000 plus videos here on the channel in the video library. The ones I've hand selected for you, the popular videos down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Thanks again. Check out one of those. Otherwise, just have a nice day. That's all that really matters right now. And I'll catch you again later in the next video. Thanks so much.